Russia and Palestinian terrorists help recover remains of Israeli-American soldier from Syria after. With help from Russia and Palestinian militants in Syria, the body of Israel Defense Forces Sergeant First Class Zach Baumel, 21, is believed to have died in the tank battle of Sultan Yaqub during the First Lebanon War, in which more than 20 Israeli servicemen were killed. That day in 1982 led his family and the nation he was fighting for on it to find out what happened. There had been speculation. Baumel's parents made the search and international pressure campaign. His father died in 1993. Palestinian Liberation Organization leader Yasser Arafat gave part of the soldier's dog tag to Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, although Arafat claimed he didn't know the location of Baumel's body. The return of Baumel's remains finally came with Operation Bittersweet Song, a 2-year IDF mission to recover lost soldiers from territory in Syria controlled by the Islamic State. The mission is steeped in mystery, but it involved odd bedfellows united in the quest to return Baumel's remains to his family. An official from his former Israeli Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman initiated the operation that coordinated with Moscow, a close ally of Syrian dictator Bashar Assad, to search for the remains as ISIS retreated from land it had seized in Syria in the power vacuum created by the country's civil war. After a diplomatic row last September between Israel and Russia, a defensive Kremlin announced that it had been of lost soldiers, a claim the Israeli military refused to comment on. Moscow said, this week, 2 years after its inception, Operation Bittersweet Song produced results. We want all IDF soldiers to know that when they enlist, the state of Israel will do everything it takes if they, you heaven forbid, you fall captive or go missing, in order to bring them home, Light Colonel. This is a repayment of a moral debt to the fallen soldiers of the IDF, a repayment of a moral debt to their families, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said. He called the news. Netanyahu appeared at a joint press conference with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday, acknowledging Russia's assistance for the first time. In a ceremony, as you may know, our military personnel and their Syrian partners helped find Zachari's remains. We are glad that the Syrian government had been involved in the operation. Syria has no. Baumel was buried in Jerusalem's Mount Herzl Military Cemetery Thursday night. Israeli is still looking to locate Feldman and Katz. Feldman was a crew. Katz's sister that despite the long odds she still believes her brother might have been captured during the battle and stayed alive. We aren't losing hope.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.